Welcome aboard, everybody. I'm Andy. I am the CEO and co-founder of Composer. We are a content marketing platform, and what we do is we help our clients tell their story through content, through blog content, social media content, and help you build your brand voice so that you can communicate with your customers, you can attract sales prospects, and convert them by educating them and helping them build trust with you as they get to know you and as they're doing their research. So a question for you all. We're gonna jump into a few demos, and we're gonna do a little keyword and topic research. But before I jump in, question for you all: is anybody currently publishing content to socials and to your website?
Yes, I think Andrew was straightening me out on that earlier today. We not as much as we should be. Yes,
Okay.
it's
Well,
few and far between.
gotcha. Okay. Well, that's not uncommon. It's, turns out that content marketing is really the hardest part of the media mix, right? We're all busy, we're all doing stuff. Getting time to just stop and focus on what am I going to write about? Knowing what you're going to write about is a huge challenge. And then also, finding time to write about it and doing that on a consistent basis is very difficult. So we feel your pain, and that's actually why we created this company. So I think what we'll do is we'll get started to learn a little bit about what should I write about, just to start out. And my lead with that is to say that you want to have an informed approach. It's not just writing content for content's sake. When you create content on your website and also in your social media, you want it to resonate with people. You want it to be relevant for what they're looking for. So what are people searching for that's relevant for your business is an important part of the process. What we like to do is we like to look at 3 criteria that are important to qualify whether that's a search term or a topic to write about. Those 3 criteria are: it should have search volume, so there should be a good enough monthly search volume there. It should have a relatively low keyword difficulty, meaning it's easier for you to rank organically for those search terms because there's less competition for them. So a term like email marketing, for example, is going to be a very, very difficult search term. A term like email marketing for small businesses is a much easier search term. And email marketing for small businesses in Atlanta is even, easier. There's fewer searches for that kind of search term, but it's very specific, and it attracts high quality visitors. So it's search volume, relatively low keyword difficulty. And then the third criteria is that it needs to have intent. That search term needs to be something that's relevant to your business, that's going to help you attract high quality visitors. So again, email marketing is an example, overly broad search term. Email marketing for small businesses in Atlanta, that's a much more specific search term, and people are looking for a solution there. So hopefully that kind of gives us a little bit of a framework to work with. And I guess before I go on, any questions so far with what I'm talking about?
Sounds good so far.
Okay, great. Appreciate it. Appreciate the feedback. Okay, so this is going to be an interactive session. So I encourage everybody to jump in and participate. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to do some keyword research, and I'll show you how we do it. We're going to dig in, and then what we'll do on the call is we'll actually create some content using AI so that you can see how that will help you scale your business. So we're going to cover this all in the next 25 minutes. So let's get cranking away here. If anybody can go ahead and drop in their URL into the chat here, what we'll do is we will use that as a jumping off point, and we'll do some keyword research for you. So fire away, drop your URL in the chat, and we'll get rolling. What I'm going to do is log into a tool that we use. It's called Ahrefs. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at this website, the app.one, great domain, by the way. And here's what we're looking at. We're looking at a domain ranking of 53. So that's good. You're already getting some trust. This is basically a trust metric. You have a ton of backlinks already. That's great. And you have several referring domains as well. So all good to set the table. That means, Bill, if I'm you, I'm looking at this going, hey, if I just create some content, this graph is just going to start going north and north and north and north because you've already got some really good traffic coming your way. So let's just take a look at some of the content that you're currently ranking for. And these are keywords that you're ranking for currently on Google. I'll break down these columns here so you can see what we're talking about. This is the search volume every month for each one of these search terms. This is the keyword difficulty. This is what I was talking about. This is how competitive those search terms are. This is the amount of traffic that you're probably getting from the search terms. This is the change in position. So you went from, you're in position 1 now for the app as a search term. There are 100 searches a month, and you went from 0 to up 19 positions. So great that you got ranked for that search term. So these are the positions now that you're in. Some of them lost position that went from position 54 to 15, but you gained some and you went from 0 to 23. So this is kind of how we look at this. It looks like we've got a bunch of new additions. These are keywords that you have currently started to rank for. So I look at this and I go, you are primed and ready for content. This is really useful. So what we'll do is we'll just do some keyword research here. What I'll do is I'll take a look at your website really briefly, and your free guide to LGBTQ and friendly businesses, merchants, and services. Great. So let's copy this, and because that's your headline, we want to dig into that a little bit, and we go into this keyword explorer here as an example, and I'm going to drop this in. And what it'll do is it will produce several keywords that are useful that we should look at. And we will do a search on those now to get an idea of what the search volume is for some of these keywords, right? And so some of these, just aren't even in the database, and that's okay. We're doing some discovery here. LGBTQ owned businesses, for example, has a search volume of 200. It's a KD of 9. So that is a really good keyword that I would target. And so this is something that I would put in my list for how I would write content that has that search term in it. That's the key thing. We want to write content that is about LGBTQ owned businesses in this case. What we can also do is we can look at related search terms, and we can see this opens up this scope a bit. And what this does is it looks at relevant other search terms. Here's the search volume: 2,500 searches a month, 1,200 searches a month, 600 searches a month, and so forth. And then this is the keyword difficulty. So these are all relatively, you can rank for these search terms and dramatically grow your business. And the only way to do that is to write content that has these search terms in there. So yeah, go ahead, Bill.
So look, everywhere is queer is the most search for term of all these. That's what I'm reading.
Let me sort. Let's see what happens. Sort by search volume, and yes, that's correct. That is the number one search term in this list.
Well, that's not a term we use frequently.
Okay. And that's
So,
cool. You don't have to use that search term.
no, I guess we
That's
will.
my third point. Is it relevant? Does it show kind of intent, right? And not everyone does, right? Like, so sometimes, it's not going to be relevant to your business plainly, or sometimes it just might not be a purchase intent kind of keyword. So,
Mhm.
that's fine. This is the idea here is to get some night vision, right? We put on our goggles and we go, okay, so what's going on in there, Google? how do we how do we find the needle in the haystack here of things that we can write about that are going to be relevant to your business and that's going to help you grow, right? It's not just writing content for content's sake. This is content with a purpose, meaning we want to target relevant customers and prospects so that they're coming to your website when they do a relevant search for your business. That's the key part of it. I'm going to pass it over to my colleague Andrew, who's going to create some content. We'll show you how it works from here. So Andrew, take it away.
Thanks, Andy. Hey, everybody. I'm partner manager here at Composer. Bill and I happen to have had a conversation this morning, so I'm more than casually familiar with his business. So I have provisioned it in our system called Composer. We call Composer human-assisted AI content generation. Human-assisted because AI is an incredible tool, but it is not a turnkey solution. We have to be here at the first step to craft a strategy. We have to know as much about your business, your products and services, your mission statement, and your ideal customer profile. Who are you trying to reach? We have to know what they're asking Google so that your content meets people where they are. So I have put in lgbtq.one, and the first thing we do when we engage, we have to know as much as possible about your company. Again, the more we know about your business and your audience that you're trying to reach, the easier it is to craft that sort of connective tissue in between that we're trying to create. So let's say HTTPS. There we go. That is the proper URL for your business, correct, Bill?
Yes.
Okay, so the first thing we do, we take a look at your website and we craft a synopsis of your business, your products and services, and your ideal customer profile. Again, it's a critical step to be as intentional as possible with your content. So take a quick peek through the company mission, products and services, and customer profile. That look about right, Bill?
Yes.
Excellent. One of the things with Composer is we have the ability to train it on your company's behalf, meaning take your pre-existing content, your white papers and case studies and blog posts and tech documents, and train Composer to capture your brand voice quickly. So when I click on new article, the first thing Composer is going to do is compile a list of topic clusters and subjects it deems as critical to connect you with your potential clients. For instance, under merchant services, excuse me, there are 41 subtopics in there. There is no lack of content to be and subjects to be writing about to connect you with your potential audience. So take a quick peek around this page and let's pick a subject to write a strong piece of content.
A year ago, I would have said inclusivity, but that's almost become the thing to stay away from at this point. So I'm thinking more like merchant services. But Andrew, you and I
Well,
talked earlier, and we don't know what we're doing.
Well, again, we preach intentionality, meaning the broader the term that you use, the less likely that the traffic that ends up your site is focused on a potential client. So merchant services, while it's a fruitful term, is going to send you some people that aren't necessarily interested in LGBTQ plus specific merchant services, right? Yes, we can write specifically in that context. I would think LGBTQ friendly businesses or friendly merchants, there's a new word in the English language, or services would be a little more fruitful to get engaged eyes on your website. Does that make sense?
Yep. Yep.
Okay, so let's take that and run with it. So again, we're not limited to blog content creation. It's simply what is the most linear path to educating Google to send the right eyes to your website. Blog results are currently the largest segment of top 5 Google results, more than 20%. So it's a straight path to getting Google to send the right eyes to your content. So let's begin with a blog post. First, Composer will put together 5 potential headlines. Let's see if one of them grabs you. Uncover the best LGBTQ plus friendly businesses in your area. Is your favorite store LGBTQ plus friendly? Find out now. 5 must-know tips for supporting LGBTQ plus friendly businesses. The surprising impact of LGBTQ plus friendly businesses on communities. Or exclusive insights, how LGBTQ plus friendly businesses drive diversity and inclusion. And we can continue to regenerate till there's one that grabs you, or we can lead Composer by crafting our own headline.
This is something you and I actually talked about earlier, and it's something we've been struggling with, and it's kind of one of your area of expertise that we really need to tap into, and we're going to get into that. We'll now get back into that later on as we talk about. We have a meeting next week, but every one of these you'll notice is aimed at the consumer, trying to find an LGBTQ friendly business. And really, what we just shifted to recently, because we're doing pretty good with the consumer side, we're getting people that want to find stuff. What we
Okay,
need, yeah, what we need to
so
find, we need to reach the businesses who want to come on board.
easy enough. If we go back to the keyword stage, we have the opportunity to use LGBTQ plus friendly merchants instead of, okay, so this should get that job done for you. All right, uncover the best LGBTQ plus friendly businesses in your area. Okay, you know what? I'm going to clear my cache and do that again, because I believe it held on to that information. Let me try
Mhm.
that one more time. Okay, so Composer is still approaching this as a B2C type article. It is,
Mhm.
maybe we can enter a custom headline. How would you like to tailor this article to reach that particular sort of audience that you're looking for on the merchant side?
Small businessman, do you want to reach out to the community?
Uh,
Or small businessman, would you like to reach the LGBTQ community? What we're trying to do is the message we're trying to send is we have a vehicle, a pipeline, a tool for you to safely and conveniently reach out to the LGBTQ community to draw them into your safe environment.
So I just said reaching the LGBTQ plus community with your business. Let's
Mhm.
go a little broad.
That's just
Exploring strategies to attract LGBTQ plus customers to your business, understanding the importance of LGBTQ plus inclusivity for business success, or highlighting the benefits of catering to the LGBTQ plus community as a business. This is where we define our angle of approach to this piece of content. One of
Mhm.
those three directions speak to you the most?
They're all good. I like that. I think it's either two or three. I think understanding the importance of LGBTQ is a strong opening
Okay,
term.
so let's run with it. So now Composer will begin by crafting an outline. It's our first building block to our piece of content. Let's take a look. We have understanding the community, benefits of inclusivity for businesses, strategies for reaching the community, legal and ethical considerations, and then measuring success and impact. Now, again, if we're given the honor of engaging, the first thing we do is train Composer on your business. In the meantime, we can say promote. Now, do you refer to yourselves as the one or the LGBTQ plus? uh, What is your business name as opposed to
LGBTQ
your URL?
LGBTQ.1.
LGBTQ plus dot one.
No,
Oops.
it has to be just dot. Just take off the dot one.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. As a leader in the industry. Okay. Now we revise. Composer knows it's focused on your business, and we can get to the next step where we have to shape the tone of this article. And again, if we engage, the first thing we do is capture your style guide and absorb your brand voice as quickly as possible. In the meantime, we've got a guide composer. What's the writer persona? Who's writing this article? Is it coming from an SEO specialist or a technologist, financial analyst, entrepreneur, marketing manager, or lifestyle luminary?
The one that calls out to businesses would be the marketing manager, I think,
Okay.
possibly a financial analyst, talking
Well,
about the benefits of, the financial benefits of reaching out to the community.
so this will begin to render in real time, and I'll describe the way that we engage and deliver content. The first thing we do is assign a content strategist to your company. They become your main point of contact and account manager. They bring a researcher along with them so we can dig into your company and your space and your market and your audience. You get monthly strategy meetings with that team so that we stay on point in terms of how are we delivering? What are we going after? What topics are we writing about? We publish directly to your blog and promote through your social media channels upon approval of content. So it's a very efficient, automated process. Contextually relevant images, 3 per article, are included. There's no long-term commitment. It's month to month. And we guarantee your happiness with the content. That it's a very effective tool in terms of educating Google as to who they should be sending to your business and why. And in a very short period of time, again, this is raw Composer output. There's another level of deliverable when there's humans in the loop. A long form SEO optimized piece of content tasked with educating Google to send the right eyes to your website and to engage and educate them when they get there.
Wonderful. All right, everybody. So questions. Anybody have any questions or thoughts or any kind of feedback for us?
Well, I want to say thank you, both of you, and for your time. Andrew and I arranged a meeting next week to consummate this thing. I think it's very cost effective. I think it sounds like a lot of bang for your buck.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
We're excited about that and glad to hear that, Bill. We're looking forward to working with you. For anybody else on the call here, what I recommend doing is scheduling a time with Andrew to meet one-on-one with him. Anna just dropped in the chat there a link to Andrew's calendar. And when you schedule a one-on-one call with Andrew, what we'll do is we'll do a deep dive on your business, and we'll provide you with some insight into how we can help you grow your business and essentially run a one-on-one kind of call like this. And we'll even create your first article for free. All right, everybody. Well, you all have a wonderful day. It was a pleasure talking with you, and hopefully this was valuable for you. And we look forward to next steps. Thank you all.
Have a great holiday weekend, everyone.